We are now just 67 days away from the official release of Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio, as well as creator George Lucas. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, what's really exciting about Episode 9 is that we do know that this film, at the end of the day, is going to be a revelation film, answering many of the burning questions from, of course, the past Star Wars films, such as The Force Awakens and what was already established in The Last Jedi, and what's now going to be fully answered in Episode 9 to give us a better view of the past two Star Wars movies that come before this one. Now, on top of all this, we do know that the marketing of this film is coming into full swing this Monday on the 21st, which is when the full trailer will debut for Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to various shot descriptions of the upcoming final trailer of Episode 9, this is where things begin to get very exciting for this movie. Now, specifically, shot descriptions consisting of a sequence where it's explained that one of the shots is said to involve Kylo Ren and his Knights of Ren walking toward Palpatine's throne, where Palpatine can be seen sitting on his throne with the iconic laugh heard in the background. It's described that behind Palpatine is a large mechanism or machine that is said to be hooked into the back of Palpatine's body, where a couple of lightning strikes in the background are said to reveal the lower half of his face in the shot. It's explained that Palpatine begins to stand up, telling Kylo Ren to fulfill your destiny, where this is where it's said to transition to another sequence in which Rey is said to be walking toward a large cube-shaped structure that glows in a blue hue with two Jedi statues on each side of the structure. It's explained that this large device looks like as if it's an enlarged Jedi holocron that Rey is walking towards. The sequence is said to have the past voices of Anakin, Yoda, Kenobi, and Luke all in the form of new dialogue in the sequence that is said to have an echo effect as their voices play out over the shot. The scenery is said to be based within an underground city of some kind that Rey is analyzing, where she is said to ignite the Skywalker saber. Another describes a sequence in which a new shot of Luke Skywalker and R2-D2 can be seen watching his Jedi temple collapse down to the ground, and is said to be a continuation of what was teased in Episodes 7 and 8. Luke here appears just as he did in The Last Jedi flashbacks, where the shots are said to be more cinematic for the audience. Luke is described to be wielding his green lightsaber in the shot. So let's go over a couple of parts about this. Now, the thing that's so exciting about Episode 9 so far is that we do know that this movie, at the end of the day, is going to be a revelation film. You know, this movie's going to have a lot of different twists and turns and a lot of surprises that's going to change our view of all the Star Wars films that come before this one. I want to go over Palpatine and this large device that is said to be hooked up to his body. Now, this is the thing that really puzzles me as to whether or not this device is keeping him alive. It's actually said that this device hooks up to Palpatine's back, and as he stands up, you can actually see the tubes from what's being described hooked up to the ceiling. Now, this sounds like a machine that is literally keeping him on life support from what it seems. We do know that they changed a lot of Palpatine scenes during the reshoots of this movie. You know, a lot of scenes were changed involving Ian McDiarmid, you know, throughout the months of August, September, and now October, where they found a new way in order to bring back Palpatine in the flesh. So, I'm starting to believe here that this machine, in and on itself, most definitely is a life support system of some kind. Now, moving on from that, alright, the thing that also really stands out to me a lot here is this big cube-like device and/or structure that Rey is said to discover inside of an ancient city and/or world. Now, this most likely is the Lost City that we've been talking about for a couple of months now, where Rey is actually said to travel there and discover many secrets of the ancient Jedi and the Sith and new, revelations about the Force and everything around those lines. So, it really does raise a couple of questions as to what this cube-like device really is that is literally the size of a building that's shaped like a Jedi holocron that glows in a blue hue. And as Rey is looking at it, you do in fact hear the voices of Anakin, Yoda, Kenobi, Luke, etc. in the forms of brand new dialogue indicating that they are Force ghosts in that actual sequence playing over the shot. So, it really does make one wonder exactly, what this is going to do to Rey, what it's actually going to benefit for Rey in the particular scene, everything that's involved. In Episode 9, we also know that this movie is going to be very heavy on Jedi, Sith, and Force lore, so a lot of fans can look forward to stuff like that, and I think that's going to be the strong point for Episode 9, the fact that they really are tapping into the mythology of Star Wars, right? The very heart of Star Wars. We're talking about the Jedi, the Sith, the Force, the origins of the galaxy that we will be learning about. A lot of things are going to be explained in this film that's really going to bring Star Wars in a different direction, and whether or not that's a good or a bad thing all depends on how it's going to be executed in the movie by JJ, Disney, and Lucasfilm. So we're going to have to prep and wait for that to see exactly what that's going to do for the audience and what that's actually going to do for the Star Wars franchise once this movie wraps up as we head toward the new Star Wars trilogy. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Night to moon, we hear them moans again.